On the bill, the headline, competing with Nigerians is like competing with God himself. All right? Competing with Nigerians is like competing with God himself. And I want to stay categorically clear on this one. I'm going to give you my own reasons. Before, I used to share points, and then I'll build up on it per the research. These days, I want us to do common sense. Okay, all right, my people, it's been a while on this Pan-African stands, all right. Basically, since Sunday, I've been caught up with one or two activities. I've not been able to come your way, but I'm here on this stands once again. Salute you. You can call me Oluwa TJ or Emeka, as given to me by my Niger people. Okay, all right, today's editorial, well, once again, is something I have looked into, is a topic I have also researched into, and I want to share it with you and to any other African, any other African individual on this channel. Let's do this, all right? On the bill, the headline, competing with Nigerians is like competing with God himself, all right? Competing with Nigerians is like competing with God himself. And I want to stay categorically clear on this one. I'm going to give you my own reasons. Before, I used to share points, and then I'll build up on it per the research. These days, I want us to do common sense, because in as much as education is important, we need to also look at common sense in that regard. Okay. Now, I've seen a video of Mark Angel, one of the biggest content creators in Nigeria. Emanuela being part of the cast, and they've been able to build, a very solid brand for themselves, or for himself and Emanuela as well. Okay, now, when it comes to content creation, if you are in your home, if you are within the African terrain, and you want to compete Nigerians, I beg, look to yourself first. I'm talking about content creation. I'll bring other factors to bear. When it comes to content creation, I'm not even talking about mainstream movies or mainstream solid productions. Let's put that aside. If you are there and in any walks of life, tell me you get it. Recently, I've seen Tenge doing well, being followed by Sabinus. Great. We would appreciate him for that. Great. Massive. We've been seeing, Kabilame or him also doing well, overseas. Great. But let's look at Mark Angel. Let's look at, in totality, the whole stream of Nigerian content creators, and look at their consistency and the amount they are raking in. So if you don't collaborate with Nigerians and you want to compete with them, I beg you, it's like competing with God himself. God will give you time to compete with him, and at the end of it, or you will fail. When the Son of Man, or the Son of God, came as a son of man on earth, all right, to pursue his journey of his ministry. I'm referring to Jesus Christ. In other contexts, they call him Yeshua HaMashiach, all right. The devil had a careful plan to make him fail. That is the plan of the devil. He did all he could. After 40 days, 40 nights of fasting, he visited him, tried any means to tempt him. It did not work. He was crucified. The gates of hell were victorious. They thought they were done and dusted. He arose on the third day and triumphantly ascended to heaven. Why am I bringing this in context? Because I have lined up this podcast and linked it up to the Niger dominance, where I'm saying that if you are harboring the mindset of self-competition against Nigerians, then what you are doing is that you are competing with God himself. Now, look at the mindset and then the intelligence of Mark Angel. I will share the video with you where he was raking, having a lot of views, 1.5 million views, and then realized that with some of his videos, 100,000 views, it didn't fetch him more than 1.5 million views. So he had to, have a whole study of the algorithm of Facebook and then share it accordingly and look at it from both angles, and came to a realization that there are certain videos that has 100,000 views and $20,000, whereas there are certain videos which has 1.5 million views has $10,000. So he was schooling us as to how to create contents on Facebook. Let's watch the video. When we come back, I have one more. Like I said, common sense, brief and precise, and we'll look into it.
Can be against
you and give you views.
Okay, please explain.
Yeah, let me see something. So I can make a video now and get 100,000 views in a monetized platform, and you make a video and get 25 million views. You could make $10,000 from that video, and I made a video of 100,000 views, and I make about 20,000 against your 10,000. People don't understand what. Some people just make content. They don't understand why this content is doing too well. Who is watching this content? For example, there was a time I was getting a lot of views. I studied what was going on. I say, hey, no, this is not good for me. This is not.
Okay, so you've seen the Mark Angel. I know you are seeing a different setup. This is another setup in my studio where I'm going to use for another podcast. Like I said, kindly bear with me. Take your time. Let me bring faces, hosts who are going to be in the same mindset as mine within the Pan-African contest. I don't want to bring people who will be spewing, excuse me for saying this, rubbish, and it will affect the channel. So very soon, I'm still on it. This is another setup. It's also where, sometimes I make my breakfast and other foods here. Okay, now let's get back to the Mark Angel story. You've watched it for yourself now. Looking at the mindset of such a person, do you think you need to collaborate with him or you need to compete with him? Automatically, you need collaboration because he's learned a lot along the line. And in the process of the years, he's been able to do this or put together these contents. Not only him, the likes of Brain Jota, these guys, Sabinus, all these skit makers, Shaggy, Brother Shaggy, they are systematic and intentional about what they are doing. And they keep learning every day. So even for them who are raking in a lot of numbers and money, they are still intentional about learning every day. So all I'm bringing to you right now is, guys, instead of having the mind or the mindset of competition, instead of or within the African context, since this is a Pan-African channel, a lot more collaborations will help us thrive more than competition, especially when you are quote-unquote competing with the gods of the land. And I refer to them as Nigerians. They are in charge. And the earlier we realize this, the better. I know I have a lot of hate out there when I come here and I hammer on this a lot. Guys, it is good to collaborate rather than compete. Aside that, let's even put away the Niger thing. Aside that, is competition even the best way to thrive within this world? That is a big no. Anybody with a competitive spirit fails. It's even within the Bible. You need to collaborate a lot more. The second instance I'm bringing is Lil Wayne's A Country Called Ghana, which currently has 3 awards to its belt. Why? Because of the Nigeria collaboration. We've all seen other people coming back at him. I don't want to mention anybody's name, but the gentleman is making waves with a lot of awards, nominations to his belt. Why? Nigerian collaboration. Then the movie has been okayed for a whole lot of movie reviews, and I know very soon Netflix will have its fair share of Netflix. Why? Because Lil Wayne had a mindset of what? Collaboration. So in a nutshell, all I'm trying to say is that if you compete with Nigerians, it means that you are competing with God himself, and then at the end of it all, you will fail. So the best thing you can do in that instance is to collaborate with them and then get it right, get everything on point for yourself, for whatever you are doing to thrive. Okay? Don't compete with Nigerians. With this last episode for the last one, today is the 31st of July. Tomorrow will mark or usher us into a new month of August. Okay? And I'm gonna be here bringing to you back to back. Sorry for my absence, but in this brief stance, to my African brothers out there, if you love this Pan-African stance, I beg, okay, kindly collaborate a lot more with Nigerians rather than competing, because I know them. If they see you to be fake, dishonest, and a whole lot, they will back off. They are going to back off. Let's drive a lot more and have a mindset of collaboration rather than competition. It's not going to take us anywhere. Competition is even a killer of time. You waste your time trying to impress people. Okay, so I don't know what you also think. Am I making sense here on this brief research of my educative content on this Pan-African channel, which I decided to do to usher us into the month of August? I salute you. You know my name, Oluwa TJ Emeka. You can call me for Larine as well. I'll be here most often, especially this month. Our new exclusives and new faces will come on board on this channel to give us varieties and other content. I salute you. Let's do this more often. Subscribe to my channel and let's usher ourselves into the month of August. I'll be coming your way with more on this channel. Peace out.